Today we're actually going to be talking about blanket mortgages, and so if you are a real estate investor, you have a portfolio, you may want to consider actually doing a blanket mortgage. It can actually help save you a lot of money. Hey guys, it's Angelo Christian coming to you now talking about another great edition of Real Estate Insider. Today we're actually going to be talking about blanket mortgages, and so if you are a real estate investor, you have a portfolio, you may want to consider actually doing a blanket mortgage. It can actually help save you a lot of money, less hassle, ease of transaction. I'm going to actually talk about a deal that we just closed for an investor here in Austin, Texas, that had a bunch of apartment complexes with hard money loans, and we actually consolidated all those loans and gave him one blanket mortgage with a low interest rate, and it boosted up his cap rate, and he's super happy, got long-term financing in place. So this is the example right here. So if you this video is geared towards investors out there that have a portfolio of properties, maybe many rental properties. They're paying maybe high interest rates, or they're private or hard money mortgages, and they want to pull out some extra cash to either replenish their, the money that they've invested into the properties, or to go buy more rental properties. Blanket mortgages are a wonderful, great thing. So I want to talk to you about this today because it makes a heck of a lot of sense if you're a real estate investor. And kind of give you an example. This is for one of my clients that was in Austin, Texas. So he had three apartment complexes, right? He had a 5-plex, he had a 7-plex, and a 4-plex, all around the Austin, Texas area. Now, these are the rates he was paying. He had a hard money 1-year balloon loan that he purchased these properties with, and he needed to go to long-term financing because he wanted to hold on to these properties. So you use hard money or bridge to go take down the property, but then you have to convert it or refinance it, roll it into long-term financing. This is it was probably good when he bought the property, but now he's got to get off this loan. It's getting ready to be matured. The loan's going to be due. He's got to refinance and go to long-term financing. He's paying 13% on this one. He owes $400,000. He has a 7-plex that he's paying 11% interest. He owes $362. And he has a 4-plex, he's paying 14%, he owes $287. So these rates are double digit, they're crazy. They made sense at that time, but now we got to look at doing a longer term strategy. So we look at refinancing. What a blanket means is like a blanket, you put a blanket over you, you're bundling up all the properties into one loan. He doesn't want to have to write all these checks, manage all these properties. I'm just going to give him one syndicated loan for all of these. So what we did, if you look at that, he owed about $1 million, and the properties are worth about 2.2. So this is what we did for him. And you see his interest rate blended was about 12%, 12.5%. So his current situation, $1 million, 12% rate blended. Okay. So what we did is, this is before, and then after. Okay, we said the value was 2.2 million. Okay, 2.2 million in value. So before, 1 million balance, 12% interest rate. He's got loans that they're balloons, the maturity's due. You got to get off that quickly. So what we did, he wanted like $400,000 in cash. So this is what we did for him. We did a 30-year amortization, 10-year fixed, 5.875% rate. Okay, 5.875 rate, $400K in cash out. Okay. So let's look at this, how amazing this is. He cut his interest rate literally in half, from going from paying 12% and not really having an NOI to now actually having a good cap rate and getting $400,000 in cash out, right? So let's just look at the numbers here, guys. So if you're an investor and you're investing and you used hard money to get your deal, you have to move that to, at some point, to a long-term, strategy with, 25, 30-year amortization with the lower interest rate. Because here, he's paying, 12% interest. We cut that interest in half, and he got 400 grand in cash back. So we can kind of work through the math here and see what that did to him. Okay. So because he's collecting rents on these properties, so he's got 12, 16 doors, 180K in revenue, on $1 million in debt, and he's paying 12% blended. He's paying 120K in interest. So he really doesn't have, after his expenses and everything, he's not making any money, right? So here, going to a much lower interest rate, at 5.875, and getting 400,000 in cash back, it's literally a no-brainer. So he cut his interest down to basically, and he took a huge amount of cash out, but he got 400K back, and his interest expense went to 94K, right? So he boosted up his cap rate by about 2%, right? And then he also cleared 400,000 in cash. Now he's just going to go and buy more properties with these, right? He can get probably another 30, 40 doors with this money if he does it the right way, okay? Now if he didn't take the money out and he just refinanced the balance, then he would have had a cap rate much higher at, wow. Yeah, so his interest expense, if he just would have financed $1 million only, would have been a 58K in interest expense. So he would have quadrupled his cap rate up to 10%. So now he'd have a 22% cap rate. Okay. So this is extremely powerful if you understand math, you understand real estate investing. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible for you guys so you can see this. If you know what I'm talking about, great. If not, watch it again, because it's really, really important here. What we're saying is how you take something and you buy a property with hard money, and then you convert it over to long-term financing using a blanket mortgage or a long-term structure to bundle up your properties, get a lower interest rate, boost up your cap rate, right? It makes a lot of sense. Don't stay on the hard money loan for more than what you have to. You got to get off it. He bought it, did the rehab on the properties, and then we refinanced and went to a long-term structure. So if you're out there, you're a real estate investor, you got a property like this. Now you have to have at least $1 million in assets for us to do this for you. This is not for 200,000 or 300,000. You have to have at least a 620 credit score, at least $1 million in assets. I don't care where it's at, whether it's in Jamaica, or it has to be in the United States, so Hawaii, the mainland, anywhere in the United States. I can help you to get this type of financing in place. Give us a call, 832-431-6331. I've been serving America for over 15 years and done billions of dollars in business. I'd love to help you, if you're an investor out there, to convert your hard money to long-term holdings and get great financing in place. Thank you guys so much. Take care and peace out. Bye-bye.